Hey everyone, and welcome. So you've created this brilliant new AI, and now you're facing the big question. How in the world do you protect it? Well, today we're going to demystify the pretty complex world of AI patents. We're going to break down how you can turn your amazing invention into a legally protected, totally ironclad asset. Okay, let's just cut right to the chase with the single most important question, the one that can literally make or break your AI's protection. Because here's the thing, while your algorithm might feel revolutionary to you, the patent office could just look at it and say, hey, that's just math on a page. And guess what? That's just not patentable. So what is the biggest roadblock here? Well, let's meet the main villain of our story, the abstract idea rejection. It's this super common and honestly really frustrating hurdle for pretty much all software and AI patents. And it's the number one reason why so many incredible innovations just don't get the protection they really deserve. And this right here, this is the absolute key. See, patent law doesn't really care about the algorithm in a vacuum. It cares about its practical, real-world application. You can't just patent a formula, but you absolutely can patent a specific system or process that uses that formula to create a tangible technological improvement. So how do we defeat this abstract idea villain? Well, you need a rock-solid plan. You can't just wave your hands and say, it's magic. You've got to show them the machine. So think of this next part as drawing up the detailed blueprints for your fortress. And when you're drawing that blueprint, it has to be incredibly clear on three things. First, what specific real-world problem is this thing solving? Second, what are the actual technical parts? The building blocks, like your data modules and learning algorithms. And third, how do all those pieces actually connect and work together to get the job done? Getting this foundation right? Yeah, it's absolutely non-negotiable. Okay, so once you have that blueprint, it's time to build the most critical part of your defense, the claims. If your description is the blueprint, then the claims, well, they're the actual walls and the watchtowers of your fortress. They literally draw the line in the sand, defining the exact boundaries of what you own and what you're protecting. So, you start with your main walls. These are called independent claims. This is your big picture, high-level description of your core invention. And you want to write this as broadly as you can possibly get away with, because that gives you the widest protection against anyone trying to copy your idea. All right, once the main walls are up, you add what are called dependent claims. Think of these as your reinforced towers, your fortified gates. They add really specific details about the unique features of your AI. That way, if some clever competitor finds a little loophole in your big, broad wall, bam, they run right into one of your reinforced towers. It's all about layers of defense. And here's where it all comes together. You have to be so specific. Look at the left, a weak claim. It's basically trying to patent the idea of using ML for analysis. That's going to get rejected. But the claim on the right, that's a fortress. It's tied to a very specific application, using a neural network with sensor data to predict when industrial machines will fail. Now that's a real, tangible technological process. But having strong walls is only half the battle. You've also got to prove that your fortress is a totally new design, something powerful that nobody has ever built before. This is where you show the patent office that your invention isn't just a little different, it's meaningfully better. And how do you do that? Well, you show off its technical superpowers. Does your AI make fraud detection more accurate or reduce annoying false positives? Does it speed up a computer process? Does it need less computational power to run? You have to show, in a measurable way, how your invention actually improves on what's already out there. And look, the absolute best way to make your case is with cold, hard numbers. Supporting your claims with real data makes them so much more persuasive. Saying we slash computational needs by 25% compared to what came before, that's 1,000,000 times more powerful than just saying you're more efficient. Okay, so your fortress is designed. You've got the data to back it up. Now for the fun part. Let's talk about what happens when the patent examiner shows up at your gate to, test your defenses. And don't worry, this is a totally normal and expected part of the whole process. So don't be surprised if you get something called an office action in the mail. It'll probably have a rejection that looks a lot like this, claiming your invention is just an abstract idea. Now, I know it feels like a punch to the gut, but trust me, this is actually your chance to clarify your argument and make your case even stronger. It's all about how you respond. You don't get into a philosophical debate about the algorithm. Instead, you just patiently walk them back to your blueprint. You show them exactly how your algorithm is a crucial part of a bigger machine that solves a real-world technical problem, and how it improves a system in a way that just wasn't possible before. But of course, the best defense is a good offense, right? The best way to deal with rejections is to not get them in the first place. So please try to avoid these classic mistakes: making your claims way too broad, having a description that doesn't quite match your claims, not being clear on how you're different from what's already out there, and this is a big one, forgetting to describe the actual hardware and software that makes it all work. So at the end of the day, a really well-crafted patent, it's not just some boring legal paper. It's the shield. It's what protects your innovation and allows your groundbreaking work to have the impact on the world that it's meant to. So the real question you have to ask yourself is not just, is my AI brilliant? It's, have I built the fortress it deserves?